What's up, guys? Tim Sykes here. Do you like this little corner shot of me? Say yes or no in the comments if you want more of this. I don't normally do this, but a few people were asking like they wanted to see me filming these videos instead of just my screen. So you tell me, do you like it? Yes or no? Leave a comment below this video. A lot to go over today. So many stocks in play. I've made roughly 2 grand so far. Kind of a dud on PTOTF, small gain, but a nice nearly $2,000 profit on FUSZ. Um, More important than just me, several of my students made $2,000. One of my students even made over $100,000. Yesterday, I was profiling this guy, Steven. He just passed 1.7 million. I'll post a link just below the video here so you can check it out. Sorry, I'm just waking up. Crazy morning already. I'm just like trading these patterns and I'm seeing these students make 6 figures in a day. I'm trying to keep up. So I got my morning latte. I think the best lesson from today is that we profited off these patterns that are so typical. There's nothing new whatsoever. And I think probably the best thing that you can do is get this pre-sale on my penny stocking framework part 2 guide. We're going to remove the pre-sale in the next few days. So far, there is 5.5 hours on Profitly, and I've got another few hours to post. It's going to be 12 hours total, but the pre-sale is on. I'll post a link just below this video. This is all for charity, by the way. All my new guides are all for charity. So I'm sorry we haven't even updated the site. There's way too much going on. Let me get to my students before I talk about my own trades. I love this. This is the challenge chat room. I don't know if you guys know this. I have 2 chat rooms. So we have Tim Alerts and Tim Challenge. Tim Challenge is where my most dedicated students are. That's where we've created all the millionaires. And frankly, they have access to over, I think, 300 archived webinars now. I did an all-day webinar yesterday. They'll have access to that. Also, I made like $1,000 yesterday, but learned a lot, protected myself, and protected students in a bad market. But here are just a few of my students. Ace Boogie 288. Want to give props to this guy, Huddy. He's still in school and he's closing in on 100,000 in profits. He made 1,700 on the day, just shorting TOPS. And TOPS was a recent runner. It almost always fails, and sure enough, it failed. This is a number 6 from my penny stocking framework guide. If you guys do know my penny stocking framework guide, or if you've seen the first few hours of penny stocking framework part 2. Classic number 6 shorting pattern. Huddy nailed it. Where did he wrote 1,700 on the day. Everyone congratulated him. That was pretty cool. And then Dux comes in, Steven, who I profiled yesterday, who's closing in on 2 million now in like 2 or 2.5 years. Where did he post? He said ending the month with 400,000 in profits. And he posted this screenshot here. Oh, wait, if I click this, is this going to close out the video? Ugh. Here is the screenshot. Over 100,000 in profits today. Shorting GERN. And GERN, for those of you, again, following my penny stocking framework guide, this is a classic number 4 pattern where it's just crashing. And it was a good short, and it was actually a great number 5 pattern on this dip buy here. Huge bounce. I mean, literally nearly $1 a share. Fantastic bounce. I tried FUSZ, which got a little bit of a bounce. I mean, this doesn't look like much in the chart, but this is 10%. GERN was the morning play to really buy the dip and buy the panic here. Worked out fantastic for dip buyers, but Stephen Duck shorted it pretty big, and he made over 100,000 plus. And if you want Stephen Duck's new guide, if you want a deal, email admin@timothysykes.com. We have a special deal with him, and I'm excited to share it with you. admin@timothysykes.com. Send in your email if you want a deal on his new guide. So Ducks made, 400,000 plus this month, 100,000 plus today. He made 100,000 plus a few days ago in one day. So it's all on these big chunks. And Huddy also, where is Huddy? There's too many traders lately. Oh, so this was Mark Crook, who's closing in on $1 million, another one of my students. He dip GERN at 363, and that was a fantastic entry. He bought it right around here. I don't know where he exited, but if you're following my penny stocking framework guide or penny stocking framework part 2, this is a classic number 5 dip buy pattern, morning panic. And Mark Crook nailed it, and he sold it at 379, a little too early, as it turned out, but still pretty decent. Huddy was specifically waiting for the number 5 pattern on FUSZ. And he said, on watch for a dip buy, but need a massive panic first. He wrote this at 10:56 a.m. Eastern. Okay. I love that this is all time stamped. So this is right here. The stock is at $1.54. So he's specifically waiting for a panic to dip buy it. That's the beauty of knowing these patterns inside and out. Where did he get this idea? This was my commentary yesterday. FUSZ about to crack, even though no shares to short. Watch it and learn it. Potential dip buy if it has big enough crash. So I've been waiting for this dip. Huddy has been waiting for this dip. Mark Crook has been waiting for this dip. Stephen Ducks was shorting, not FUSZ. There were no shares to short, but he was shorting GERN. This is the main pattern, okay? You're looking for supernovas. FUSZ and GERN have been on my watch list every day for the past few days. They've been the biggest supernovas in the entire market. Okay, if you look at FUSZ, huge, huge, huge run up in the past few days. GERN, huge, huge, huge run up. So we're tracking these stocks, we're stalking them, we're either shorting them if we can find shares to short, or we're dip buying the crashes. Classic number 4 and number 5 from my penny stocking framework and penny stocking framework part 2 guides. This is the pattern. And Huddy is still in school. Mark Crook is closing in on $1 million. Stephen Ducks is closing in on $2 million. Here were my trades. FUSZ. I specifically linked to it. I said, I even have a whole blog post. I say, try this every morning and you'll make money. You're looking for these morning panics. And FUSZ wasn't perfect. It was more of a midday panic. That's probably why we didn't get that big of a bounce. But this is the kind of action that you're looking for. It happens again and again and again. Okay, I have so many freaking videos on this one pattern, and the bounces are fantastic. GERN was the better panic bouncer today. From a low of 350 all the way up to 425. I mean, this is in 1 hour. Okay, let's just do some math here. I'm not that good at math. 4.25 minus 3.5. divided by 3.5. So GERN bounced 21.4% off its lows. FUSZ bounced, roughly 10%. So I chose the worst bouncer and I still made $2,000 right there. And I made a few hundred on PTOTF, which didn't really fit any of my patterns. It was just a speculative play that didn't work out. Sometimes that happens. But Huddy, Mark Crook, and a few others. Look at this. M. Critter, he's made $34,000, and he got out of GERN at 387. I don't know what he got in at, but I'm guessing it was pretty good. MJB dip bought it at 352 and sold at 385. Only 100 shares. That's okay. We all start somewhere. Whether you're paper trading or you get 100 shares or 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares, you could have even bought. GERN is so liquid. It's traded 19 million shares. You could have bought 1 million shares, okay? If you really are rich and you really want to take my strategy to the next level, you could have bought 1 million shares right here. I don't recommend it because, frankly, you didn't know that this was going to be the biggest bounce, and 1 million shares is excessive. But that is the possibility here. Maybe 500,000 shares if you're that rich. Okay, at 3.5, you're still betting 1.75 million. But if you're trading with a multi-million-dollar account, you buy 500,000 shares, you can make $250,000 inside of an hour. If people ask me, how do you make $250,000 inside of an hour, what's the best pattern? This would be it. Obviously, you need a lot of money. But if you don't have a lot of money, okay, buy 1,000 shares at 350 or 360 and sell it at 380, 390, or 4. I'm not saying wait until 425 now. You don't know that it's going to go up that much. But if you wait for these cracks, if you wait for these panics, this is the ideal time. And it doesn't even have to just be penny stocks. You know, Amazon actually displayed the same kind of pattern. It's not as perfect because it's such a big company, but you're looking for this massive panic. I would stick with penny stocks. Frankly, they're just easier. You get, you know, bigger drops that are just more predictable. So props to you guys. And here's Huddy. He was in FUSZ at 126, out with a 10 to 15, or looking for a 10 to 15% gain. And he actually wrote that as I was typing this, because it takes me a little while to type. I was buying FUSZ on the dip. It's the same pattern that we're looking for. Okay, look at Paul Delgado. He's made 50,000. Got to give him props. He was in GERN at 348, out prematurely at 361. So he got a great entry, but he sold a little too soon. It's okay. He still made, you know, 200, 250 bucks. And here's FUSZ. He bought 3,000 at 124, out at 134, made 300. So between these two trades, which he did not time perfectly, he's still making 500 or 600 bucks. Look at this guy. This guy says, I still don't understand the FUSZ dip buy. Just saying, not trying to hate, but it's midday and it already had a failed bounce. Yes, it was not perfect, Craig. Thank you for understanding. No trade is ever going to really be perfect. You know, GERN was kind of midday too. But you're looking for these big panics. Even though Craig didn't understand it, here's Michael G. Scott. He closed out. He made 700 bucks. How much has he made? Hold on, I can't see where this thing is. He's made 35 grand, okay? So you have people making 35 grand, 70 grand, 90 grand, $1 million, $2 million. This is the beauty of this strategy, okay? Ah, that's amazing. Anyways, here's Huddy. He made 2,200 on the day, 1,300 yesterday, still watching and rewatching video lessons every night, doing my best to stay humble and continue learning. And he is closing in on 100,000. He's still in school. I freaking love it. Look at this. He says, good to know. I got to run to class. Have a good day, everybody. Okay. And he has made, how much did he make today? He made 2,200 on the day, 1,300 yesterday. So he's in school and he's making 3,500 because he's focusing on the right patterns. And I told him to make a video lesson to inspire all you young people. This is what you guys need to focus on. Not just random stocks, not just hot tips, patterns. And if you don't know the patterns, study the past. I have 5,000 plus video lessons. 500 plus of them are specifically on dip buys, specifically on this morning panic pattern. So you have it. You have all the options at your fingertips. You just actually have to study. And this new guide, Penny Stocking Framework Part 2, I've been working on it for the past few months. Finally got 5.5 hours posted. We're going to post another 6 or 7 hours in the next few days and weeks, but you can lock in this pre-sale price. It's 50% off. Please watch it. I'm begging you. Please. Okay? I don't know how to tell you this, but you know, your future is based on these patterns, okay? If you learn these patterns, you'll have a better future. It's that simple. If you don't learn these patterns, if you think that this is BS, if you just want to rely on hot tips, you're not going to have a good future. You have to study these patterns. You have to know them inside and out. And frankly, GERN, FUSZ, which isn't even bouncing perfectly, I'm actually hoping for another leg down. Sometimes you get like multiple panics in a day. But GERN, FUSZ, you know, these two stocks, they've made so much money for so many people who were prepared. And if you weren't prepared, you don't capitalize. So all I can do is try to get you to prepare. If you like this little video of me in the corner, say yes or no. And also in the comments section, say, I will prepare. 3 words. Because these plays come around again and again. These patterns happen again and again. And I just want you to be prepared. Props to Stephen Dux on his $100,000 plus profit day. Also, email admin@timothysykes.com if you want a deal on Dux's new guide. I got to go film. I'm working on some new projects too. Cheers. Congrats to everybody.